Damiea, and currently I'm a diploma student from UiTM Arau Perlis, and my major is computer science. And now I'm doing my internship here at Visitech System Sdn Bhd. And in this video, I will be explaining to you guys my journey here as an intern at Visitech System Sdn Bhd. So basically, Visitech System is actually a company that creates an engineering solution based on consumers' demand. Visitech also provides an application development coaching, whereas the senior engineers will help and teach their clients on how to develop an application within 5 to 25 working days. As I start my internship, I was introduced to the documentation team, where I will be needed to create a documentation for any projects or any systems that will be needed to develop or redevelop. And for the first part is BRS, which is Business Requirement Specification documentation, whereas we will be explaining about the full business process of the system, and we focus more on the flowchart, which is we will be explaining about the flow of the system, who will be doing this process, what process will be included, and all sorts of interesting things. And in this document also, we will be explaining about each and every process that are in the system, so that the clients will understand and we will also understand how the system actually works. So next step is SRS, which is the System Requirement Specification. So in this document, we will be needed to put the requirements of the system, such as what process will be needed, who will be assigned to that process, and the DFD, the context diagram, ERD, and so on. So these three is what we focus on. So the first step is context diagram. We'll be explaining on how the data flow of each module in the system. And next is the data flow diagram. So DFD is actually to show in more detail on how the data actually moves from the user to the process and to the database. And next is the ERD. So in ERD is actually an entity relation diagram, where it concludes the whole system, what entity will be using, what attributes will be needed, and the relationship between entities. And in SRS also, we will be explaining the entity, attributes, and the relation in more detail. So the next document is SDS, which is System Design Specification. So in this document, we focuses more on the design, and we will be needed to create a prototype using Adobe XD, or for the front-end developer, they will be using Adobe XD and HTML or JavaScript. And after the prototype is done, the whole prototype, we will be needed to explain the interface, in which in this interface there is menus, lists, buttons, radio buttons, text box, and all of that, and all of that will be needed to be explained, so that it will be easier for the developers to develop the system. The next task that I was given is system testing. So I will be needed to test a certain system and update to them whether the system has any error or not. And also we will be needed to create a UAT and FAT script, which is UAT is user acceptance testing document, and FAT is final acceptance testing document. So to create this, we need to test the whole system and create one document so that the clients can pass or fail each and every business process that are in the project or system. And lastly, I was given a task, which is I will be needed to create a user manual. So as you all know, user manual is how we actually need to use the system, or step by step on how to use the system. So that is exactly what I did. I need to explain how the system works, so that the user can actually understand how the system works and how to use everything in the system. So that is all the tasks that I was given, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank Visitech for all the opportunities that I was given within the 6 months internship here at Visitech Systems. And I also appreciate all of the support and knowledge that are given throughout the 6 months. And once again, I would like to thank Visitech and their workers for having me as an intern here.